The story begins with two elite snipers, each given the same unusual mission: travel to a remote undisclosed location, and stand watch over opposite sides of a deep desolate gorge for an entire year. They are forbidden from making contact with the outside world, or with each other. On the West Tower, Levi Kane, a former US Marine turned private contractor, takes the job without hesitation, seeing it as just another high-paying assignment. Meanwhile, on the east side, Drasa, a skilled Lithuanian operative, often working for the Kremlin, accepts the task with equal precision and discipline. Though they are strangers, bound by the same duty, the isolation and the unknown purpose of their mission will soon draw them into something far bigger than either of them ever anticipated. When Levi arrives at his post, he meets JD, a British Royal Marine who has just completed his year-long watch. Before JD departs, Levi presses him for details about the mission. JD explains that in addition to the east and west towers, there are automated turret defenses, positioned to the north and south, a powerful signal cloak that blocks all communication, and explosives embedded in the gorge walls, measures meant to keep something terrifying locked inside. The creatures trapped below have been dubbed the Hollow Men, a name JD believes was inspired by T.S. Eliot's poem about the world's end. Though he doesn't know where the creatures came from, he does reveal one chilling detail. Back in the late 1940s, 3 full battalions, nearly 2,400 soldiers, were sent into the gorge. None of them ever came back. With that unsettling warning, JD leaves as scheduled. But before he can even board his transport, his own contact kills him without explanation, erasing any chance of Levi getting more answers. As the weeks pass in isolation, Drasa decides to break the strict no-contact rule on her birthday. Using a simple but risky method, she holds up a written sign to Levi from across the gorge. Curious, Levi plays along, responding with his own message. Their silent exchange soon turns into something more: a friendly sharpshooting competition. But what starts as a game quickly takes a dangerous turn, when their shots disturb the Hollow Men below, triggering a desperate fight for survival. Forced to defend both their towers and each other, they barely manage to hold their ground. When the chaos finally settles, Drasa lifts another sign, this time with a simple message: "Best birthday ever." From that moment on, their bond grows. They exchange messages more often, play chess across the divide, and even create makeshift drum sets, turning their lonely watch into something almost bearable. 6 months into their mission, Levi makes a bold move. He ziplines across the gorge to spend time with Drasa. For the first time, they are face to face, no longer just distant figures exchanging messages. They make the most of their stolen moment, exchanging small gifts like wildflowers, and cooking rabbit bite together. As the night unfolds, Levi, an amateur poet, shares some of his work, including the title of a poem he's writing just for Drasa. She collapsed the night. Their connection deepens, but their brief escape from isolation comes to an end the next morning. As Levi attempts to return to his tower, disaster strikes. Just as he's halfway across, the mines on the western side detonate. The Hollow Men are climbing. In an instant, the zipline cable snaps, and Levi plummets into the gorge below. Without hesitation, Drasa leaps into action, parachuting down to rescue Levi. But as they navigate the gorge, they make a horrifying discovery: every plant, animal, and insect has been grotesquely cross-mutated, twisted into something unnatural. Searching for shelter, they stumble upon the source of the nightmare: an abandoned bioweapons research lab, left to rot since World War II. Decades ago, an earthquake triggered a catastrophic contaminant leak, forcing both Eastern and Western governments to abandon the facility. However, the site didn't stay forgotten. Dark Lake, a powerful private defense corporation, quietly took control, periodically extracting samples and research data, in their relentless pursuit of creating super soldiers. As Levi examines the remaining equipment, he uncovers something even more chilling: references to the Stray Dog Protocol, a final failsafe devised by the original researchers. If activated, it would sterilize the entire site with a nuclear detonation. And now, Duck Lake holds the key. Levi and Drasa managed to escape the gorge, using a jeep with a working towing cable, but before planning their next move, they decide to separate for 5 days, to ensure neither is infected with the mutagens, and to check in with their handlers. When Levi contacts his handler, Bartholomew, he finally learns the full truth. Duck Lake has been controlling the operation all along, and is now aware that the site has been compromised. Worse, they are sending a team to eliminate any loose ends. Knowing they won't get out alive if they don't act fast, Levi and Drasa agree to activate the Stray Dog Protocol, to ensure the destruction of the lab, and its dangerous research. When Bartholomew and her forces arrive, they find Levi's tower abandoned, but before they can regroup, they deploy aerial drones to hunt him and Drasa down. However, the two are prepared. Acting in perfect sync, they destroy the drones and execute a precise simultaneous shot, taking out the signal cloak, and exposing the site to outside surveillance. This immediately triggers the Stray Dog Protocol, launching a nuclear failsafe that obliterates the entire area, wiping out Bartholomew, her soldiers, and every trace of Duck Lake's experiment.